Hello. Got about 30 minutes before I've got to get my son up, and just thought I'd jump on here and see if anybody was available because I don't have the mental capacity to deal with my coworkers today, so I've just cut them off. We're done with them for the day. So I'm on here to see if anybody can join and ask some questions in, probably 30 minutes before I need to go get little man. So just don't have the mental capacity to deal with my coworkers, so I've cut them off for the day. They're cut off. I cannot help them anymore. Hi, Kimbers. Hi, Almeda. But yeah. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Monica. Hi, Marnie. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Danielle. Oh, quite a few people could join today. Hi, Ramonsa. But yeah, so you guys feel free. Hi, Marilyn. Feel free to start asking your questions. I don't know if we have that many from the chapters this week. But yeah, I got that list posted out. That's actually Sylvia asked that we get that. So it seems like everybody likes it. So I'm sure that's a thing we can continue. I drop Almeda, thank you for dropping everything when you see I pop up. Is a witch making all this happen? The pictures and the text. We'll see. There certainly seems to be something going on. Amanda is here. Amanda, I knew we would get some questions from you because we missed you the last live with all your questions. Does Alyssa, Torby's off period, have a mate? Is she close with the kids like Gunnar was close with Harper and Callista? So she knows their kids. Alyssa knows their kids, but it's not like Gunnar and Callista and Harper. They're truly like a trio. But Alyssa, yeah, she has a mate. Hi, Lavon. Hi. I'm sorry if I pronounced this wrong, but hi, Salukia. The fairy answers continue. Oh, yes, Monica, they continue. Does Marcusius have sight or intuitive feelings? So he doesn't quite have, he's got a bit of intuition and he kind of gets like flashes. He doesn't like have sight. He's just got like a small fraction of it. He has more intuition. What's up with Alpha Johnson being obsessed? I thought it was a different Alpha that had a problem with Red Run. So Alpha Raven had a problem with Alpha Nick Kyle because he wanted Luna Marissa, which is Peter's mom. They killed him, so he's dead. His son now runs their territory. They're not quite friends, which we'll see later. So yeah, you kind of saw Peter's reaction to Alpha Raven. He doesn't like him, but they're not enemies. They're just not allies, which might get used by some people later that know that. Gosh, that's evasive. It's not necessarily bad. It's just kind of using the fact that they're not like allies and close to get some things accomplished or to help. Yeah, help might be a better word. To help. Not necessarily Alpha Raven, but to help Red Run. Alpha Johnson being obsessed. We'll find out. We'll find out what's up with that. Although he's very dead, so. Hi, LaQuintris. Do all the kids get bad feelings like Haley and the triplets? Not all of them do. Most of them do. Hi, Betsy. Loveless can't wait for all of them. I think that's actually on the post. I don't think that was a question. Can other Hakura sense when another is faded into the background, or is it just a complete fade? Other Hakura can sense where other Hakura are. So like if Haley had been focused, like after she got back from her concupiscence, she probably would have known that her guard wasn't there, but they can be far enough away that she doesn't really register their presence. But they're not going to like walk across them and not know that they're there, if that makes sense. Will Alexander tell anyone in this book about him and Melanie? What about him and Melanie? There's no him and Melanie yet. They haven't met. They don't know anything. Oh, my first live. Oh, hi, Kristen. welcome to your first live. It's going to be a short one because I do have to go get my kid when he wakes up. But I just jumped on here because, like I said, I'm done with my coworkers for the day. And I have some time. I wrote a couple outtakes, got a chapter edited. So I'm on here. Which of the kids are more in touch with their Fae side or the Hakura side or the wolf side? Ooh, guys, there are hints for all of that with the kids. We've seen that EJ's kind of more in touch with his wolf. Alexander's kind of a mix, but mostly in touch with his wolf side. And there are hints for the other kids about what they're which side is which. So, Monica, come on, what? I need to know more about your question. Do you mean, is he going to tell him about his feelings? Is that what we're asking? Where was Ray's old pack? Ray's old pack was in Florida. He's from Florida. So he moved far away to get away from his ghosts of his past. But yeah, Monica, are you asking if he's going to tell somebody about what's going on with him? Is that the question? Yes, his feelings for her. So, yes, we're going to see EJ run out of space for him to give Alexander. And he's like, nope, just come out with it. So we do see that in this book because, EJ is like, I've run out of space. There's no more space. Explain yourself. So, yeah. Do we hear more about the Hood members during this book? During this book, they come in and out. It's more focusing on EJ and his story, and a lot of his story is in Red Run, so it's back and forth. But we will see Lexi and Chase and their kids at some stuff. I'm binge reading all the outtakes, and I haven't even read the newest chapter. Oh, things were discussed. You might want to cover your ears if we're answering questions. Who is Felicia's mate from Lucas's pack? It is, we don't know that she has one. Would you be interested in our own badass girl gang day if we did it in Tennessee? I think that would be fun. I think once, things calm down in the world with, COVID and everything, to see where life is at and what's happening. Not opposed to that at all. Has Nikki stayed away from Haley since the last Thanksgiving where she showed up? Yes, she has. Will we hear about Emmeline meeting Melanie when she went to the family to get the picture from the surprise party? Actually, I am surprised no one has requested that outtake, to be perfectly honest. I assume somebody will request it. It's on my personal list if it's not on here, because obviously we're in EJ and Elise's book and they don't know that. And when we pick up we're not doing a Melanie point of view on that. So I'm hoping somebody requests that outtake because it's actually pretty funny. Did Haley finish her degree? Yes, she did. Alexander is making poor Wesley worry about him and his mate. He's not making him. Wesley is intuitive and he gets feelings. But Alexander there are reasons for what Alexander is doing, which we will see explained when EJ runs out of space for him. So, because he then explains it all to him. And it's not to say that nobody knows. Bjorn knows the most out of everybody what is going on with Alexander. The kids on the mission that went dark, are they okay? That was Caden and Micah. They're fine. It just got larger than they were kind of expecting it to. It was really just Caden and Micah was just there for the tech side of it. So because Caden went dark, Micah went dark. Yes. What pack is Cassandra originally from? She's originally from a pack that now the Connors, it's in their territory. So we're going to hear more about that on the outtake where Nathan confronts his dad about what he's doing. So I'm hearing the teenage love story develop, and I love hearing the teenage love story develop and awkward fumbles. It's in the next chapter is Elise 16. Yes. So we'll follow each of them, like whatever age the first one starts at, we're going to see the other side at the same age. So I read the outtake about Dylan's parents not having their wolves anymore. Will they get a replacement wolf? Not that it's a no. So you get one wolf. Like if something happens to your wolf, that's it. You don't get another one. Will we find out more about Betty and Davis's death, or was it just a rogue attack? It was a rogue attack. So they're still up to their old tricks. They're concerned about Buttercup, and we haven't met her yet, but Travis has a daughter with Jackie, and they were working with this new witch to subtly try to suppress their wolf before they were 16. So they were still up to their old tricks, still up to no good. It was honest to goodness a rogue attack, and they died. Can we get pictures of the kids, as in Haley and Emily's kids? So I will be posting a cast member thing for this book when they get a little older, because the ones I have, they're older, and right now it would be like, well, that doesn't look like a 16-year-old, and I really don't want to deal with people saying that, because in my head they're where we end up with them. So I will be posting it once they're a little older, so that I don't hear people say they don't look like kids, because I know they don't look like kids. So that's why there hasn't been a cast member list yet. Did Cassie go to Foray for a specific reason or just hang out? So Cassie's kind of wants to just get to know like all sides of herself. She went to Foray to kind of immerse herself into the culture there, and get in touch with her fairy side more and see like how they live there in their realm. That's why she did it. The witch is so dead. Which witch? There are many. When Pendleton said Fabian and his group are on the west side, who is his group? So anybody that was in his ring that died that kind of followed Fabian are still like with him in the Beyond, because the other people in the Beyond that are good, they're like, we hate you, and they can't kill you, but they can do a lot of stuff to you in the Beyond. Like you still feel things. They're still dead, so you can't kill them, but you can do mean things to them. So they kind of stick to themselves. Dylan's parents witch. Yeah, she does wake up and tell him why she came, and Dylan is not happy about that. I do worry that when Melanie was attacked at home during the anniversary party and the witch was chanting that they suppressed her wolf. I know you can't answer. It's okay. I will say that's not what the witch chanted when they were at her house. How did Wesley know that Buttercup was his mate? Did he pop when Haley? So that's in Emmeline's epilogue. Haley and her family and Eric pop in with their kids when Buttercup is born to go meet her, and Wesley is with them because he's born. So that's how. If you read the epilogue of Emmeline's book, that's there. The pictures at the anniversary party had Melanie in there, right? Only people outside their pack couldn't see them, unless I read that part wrong. No, you read it right. She's in the pictures, and everyone from Red Run can see them, but everyone else was like, did you just like blur your kid out of all these pictures? Like, what's going on? What can all the fairies do from the Beyond? They can use their powers. They just can't kill somebody. So royal fairies, or particularly strong fairies, can pull people who are still alive, like pull their conscience to them if their mental defenses are lowered. As a royal fairy, if you wanted to pull someone who's not a royal fairy, you could do that easily. But yeah, they still have all their powers and all that stuff in the Beyond. They can't die because they're already dead. I've been waiting for someone to ask them about that. Ask them about the pictures. What are Sharon's powers? Well, we saw that she can kind of draw water out from anything that has water. Sharon can take it. She can do some other stuff too, but that's her main big power. Does Alexander realize that the wolf and the Picts are like his wolf, or was he being an alpha? No, he recognizes that wolf looks like him, and it's been kind of mentioned that he does. And he likes that, and there have been little things that he puffs up when it's mentioned, because he knows it looks like him. He likes that. Yes, like, hey. So Emmeline has asked Sam. So what we need to remember is Sam and Haley are not like best friends. Like they hang out in their badass girl gang group, but they're not like close. Now Emmeline is closer with Chelsea and Sam, but again, they live in different places, and their lives are crazy. They've got all these kids running around, and they don't live in the same territory. But Emmeline was like, "Hey, why isn't Melanie in these pictures?" And Sam was like, "She is." And Emmeline was like, "I don't. Okay, sure. I don't know what to say to that." So it has been brought up, but to everyone in Red Run, they're like, "She's in the pictures. Are you blind?" And everyone else just kind of feels awkward about it and doesn't really know what to say. So, but like Haley and like Black Mountain didn't ask because they're not like super close. So they were just kind of like, well, this is weird. But yeah, and then there's Alexander's interpretation of what's going on, which we will get to when EJ runs out of space, guys, it's a little sad. Okay. When will we get to hear more about King Arthur and his daughter? Will he get his bonded? Okay, so I do have like a separate book for Brianna planned, but we'll see what happens with her. She'll come around here. There's going to be an 18th birthday party that we're going to see for the triplets, and she's there. Since Mercutius is part of the Promised family, why didn't Sharon have a wolf from birth like the triplets? So, because she's a partial wolf, so she is not as strong. Like if she was Haley or Arian or Aiden's child, she would have had a wolf from birth. So Emmeline's do because Emmeline has more fae in her than Sharon does, and Emmeline also doesn't have a wolf side. So the partial fairies that are wolves, and at the time, it's important to remember they didn't know they were the Promised family. So when Sharon was born, that wasn't known at all. So it didn't awaken those powers within them because nobody knew that. Now we see it in Emmeline's book, like things start to change. Like when Haley realizes that they are the Promised family, like things start to come out and things like that. But it's not until the triplets pop to Emmeline, Haley doesn't say anything to anybody. So that's why. Now Angela has been born. Will she use her sight to try to alter people's path like Alania should have done? She is more, she is raised to know that like the paths that she sees can change. There's some interesting things going on with that. But she is much more active in trying to guide the path that she likes, that she sees. So she's fun, guys. She's fun. Did Sharon's children have wolves when they were born since it was realized about the Promised family? Yes. Her kids did when she was born. When they were born, they all had wolves. So, because once they realized they were the Promised family, that went out. But if they hadn't realized it, and like they hadn't realized it when Haley had her kids had it because she is, she's light itself. Like she's a super strong fairy, and her and Arian's not in this reality. Well, he is, but you know what I mean. So it has to do with that. Now that they know that it's their family, any of them mated with a wolf will have children that have wolves at birth. Because she is imaginary. The chapter where the triplets found out that Aiden and Arian were actually slyly killing those that hurt Haley was a revelation. Haley needs to know this. Yeah, I think that's and I think the triplet, so far only Alexander and Cassie and EJ all learned that. But yeah, it would mean a lot to Haley to know that, because she doesn't. She thought they just didn't defend her entire life. Just so I'm clear, Emmeline did actually meet Melanie when she went to get the picture. Yeah, that's the only way she could have got the picture. Because when she popped out, Elise didn't tell her what the picture was that she wanted. It was just the favorite picture, and Emmeline had no way of knowing that. The only person in the McAllister household that was on the Packlands that would have known that is Melanie. So you're saying that the Red Run group has no idea Melanie is not in the pictures. Right. They have no idea that no one else can not see that. They literally have no clue that people can't see her in the pictures because she's in the pictures and they can see it. I thought we would see a setup to Cassie's mate. Y'all, there's setup to Cassie's mate. There have been little hints all throughout. And we're going to start to get creative here about where Cassie is and what she's doing because we're getting to the point where she's going to meet him. So we're going to get creative about not saying who it is, but there is absolutely setup and hints to who that is. I was rereading the first book, and Haley makes a comment that Aiden's eyes turned red when he got mad. Was that her first clue they may be the Promised Family? No. So if a fire fairy gets really mad, their eyes can turn red. Her first clue, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. Her first clue was, oh gosh, dang it, what was it? It's in Emmeline's book. I'll have to go back and read it. When she knew was in Lexi's book, when she was able to cast that spell. When you're talking to your kids, do you start listing off all the characters? When I'm talking to my kids, I only have one kid, and he's not old enough to understand this. What powers do Sharon and Idell's kids have? We'll see them. We'll see them, and we'll learn a little bit more about them. My brain must not be connecting the dots. I really need to reread. Once you know who her mate is, you'll probably pick up on a few things. But yeah, and more so probably here in a little bit. I wish I knew, but I want to be surprised. Well, we'll find out. Would you ever consider writing out the books mentioned in the series, like the books from Foray, like how J.K. Rowling has written some textbooks from Harry Potter? I'm not sure I understand this question. Would I ever consider writing out the books mentioned in the series? What do you mean? Like the books that they read? Oh gosh, I don't know. Is there a specific one you're wondering about? But yeah, there are hints about Cassie and where her story is going. I don't know that I think I've seen some people guess, but not very many. So like the publishing the one that Dylan was given. Oh, like the fairy book like that Dylan was given? I don't know, because they would all be in Faelish. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. A history of fairies would be cool. Oh gosh, there's a lot going on with that history. But yeah. Who is Isaiah? What is Isaiah's moniker? Isaiah as in Heath's lieutenant. He doesn't have one. He does go out and do missions, but he just takes on an alias. He doesn't have a specific moniker at this point. Not all of them have one. It's just if they're, kind of a well-known like assassin, they kind of take on a name, and Isaiah is not that for their people. The promise of the triplets not to hop to Beta Drake's house seems like it's going to cause problems. Will they ever talk to each other to figure out if it was a miscommunication? So there's nothing to say that they didn't. There's nothing to say that they didn't talk about it. Because we obviously know that Drake thinks Eric said something to him. And we know that Eric thinks Drake said something to him. There's nothing to say they didn't try to call each other and talk to each other about it and think they were talking to somebody they weren't. There's nothing to say that did not happen. We're not following Eric or Haley in this book, so we don't know what he did. Will that answer come out? Yes. But yeah, like, guys, Drake and Eric aren't like super close. Now, if this was Peter that had said it, Eric probably would have gone and talked to him because of EJ and Elise. So, but again, like Red Run and Black Mountain, they're allies, but it's not like Lucas and Eric. Like, they're friends. So this, they're allies with Red Run. They're not like super tight knit or anything like that. And Eric's got a lot going on. He has his own pack. He has his kids. He's got 20 kids. He's got threats that come against Haley. He's got people who try to take Haley and his children from him. He's pretty busy. And then, he's got to know all the things that he knows about the inner workings of his children's lives. Hermaid is going to be a fairy. Aiden would be so happy. We'll have to see. There are hints about where her story is going. So can fairies take back a promise? How would that work? Someone would have to release them from a promise. So, for example, with this promise that they made, Drake would have to be the one to take it back. So he could release them from their promise. When do you plan on putting the next set of edited chapters from Haley's book? I'm not sure. I could probably do some of them. But like, I mean, I had a plan with that. And then I do so many outtakes a day. I just haven't needed to post an edited chapter. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I meant like when you call their name. When I call their name, I would fumble over all the names. What do you mean? I'm sorry, Kristen, I'm not understanding your question. Where is Alpha Thomas, Alpha Tucker's brother, mentioned in the first book? Where's Alpha Thomas? Where is his pack? Oh, so it's off of Alpha Tucker's pack. So they're close by, but they're not. Yeah, so it's like above his pack. Will Eric have to release them from the promise not to pop like Haley and Marcus had to do with Claudia? So Eric didn't. It has to be Drake. So if Drake didn't really make them a promise, can he release it from him? Yes, he can, because they think they made the promise to him. So if he were to release them from it, then yes, they could do it. Did Maribel and Tucker have more kids? They did. They did. But yeah, they think since the Connors made the promise about and to the McAllister family to Drake, he can release them from that promise. But I've got 5 more minutes, guys. What other questions do we have? Bye, Levon. Is Charlene going to be a problem for Alexander like Claudzilla was for Eric? We'll see. We'll see. She does seem like it, doesn't she? Doesn't she seem like a problem? She's got a C name. We got problems with C names. Apparently, I don't like those. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a name for Charlene like Claudzilla. Oh, Charlene. At this point, whose mate does Emmeline know that she hasn't told yet? She knows quite a few. Because they've kind of changed like their standpoint on it. They're letting the kids get old enough to decide if they want to know. So she knows a few people's mates that she hasn't told them. Just give us one good hint at something. I need to know what you think is one good hint. Like, what character? Give me a direction of what one good hint you're looking for. But yeah, at this point, Emmeline knows quite a few mates she hasn't talked about. Names, please. I'm not going to tell you their names. Let's see. Does Alexander know why Melanie keeps beating up Charlene? EJ was kind of hoping he would pick up on that, but no, he did not pick up on why Melanie keeps beating up Charlene. A non-very good hint. That's still not a direction in which character we're wanting an insight into. But yeah, EJ was like, "Will you ask a good question?" Because EJ wanted him to ask why, but Alexander didn't. Because he finds Charlene annoying, so he thinks other people do too, which is true. They do find her annoying. She's annoying. So he was like, "Good for her. She's annoying." Because it's been 2 years and she's still calling him, and he still doesn't answer the phone. Melanie. A hint about Melanie. Gosh. A hint about Melanie, a non-fairy hint about Melanie. Like what? Oh gosh, I don't know. There's so much about Melanie, you guys. A hint about Melanie. There's so much. There's so much about her, guys. Did anything come into play between yes. We'll see the which one of Prince Drake's kids and Beta Drake's son Tristan. We'll see them together because okay, here's the hint about Melanie. So she gets in trouble and doesn't get to go to the triplets' 18th birthday. And that's when we meet Prince Drake's son, because he's with Tristan at the party. So we'll see Tristan, Prince Drake's son, Jason, and EJ hang out with, keep Melanie out of more trouble at the party. So there's your tidbit about Melanie. I feel like that was not a fairy or evasive. I feel like that was very direct. But okay, 2 minutes. When do we get to age 18? We're going to jump there after. So we're going to have Elise's chapter at 16, and then we're going to go to EJ being 18. We get a gay main female character, intrigue level. That was actually hinted at in Raised Sakura, of which girl that was going to be. Are all Drake's kids good friends? Which Drake, which kids? Will we see any of the Hakura kids mated to any of the partial fairies? No. After ages 16 and 18, what are the ages we will next see? So after 18, we have to get to 19. And then we might jump around a little bit because there will be things happening. So we might jump each age, and then there will be one where we probably stick with for a couple chapters. But yeah, once we get to 18, the next year will be 19 because reasons and things, you have to have 19. So, yeah. But, so the reason that none of the Hakuras are going to be mated to the partial fairies is because the Hakura god knows that his children are a little sensitive about fairies right now because of what happened to Haley. So those matches aren't happening right now. Not to say they can't happen in the future, but right now, Azir is kind of like, let's just back that off. So, but, yay. I say that. But it's a hard, okay. That's a hard one because, we'll see. Just hang tight. There could be one or two. What age do we finish the book on? So I've been toying with where this book is going to end. which epilogue scene it's going to be. I haven't decided. I have 3 that I'm trying to pick between, but they're all age 25 for the triplets. So that's what age we'll finish on. That's not to say if we get to age 25, like the book's ending. There's a lot that goes on, you guys, and there's a lot that we see. And then when we get to Cassie's book, we're going to go back a little bit and intermittent on some ages. But yeah, there's a lot going on her. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I feel like Azir is mad enough at some of the goddesses that he's not willing to share his children. I can't tell you what the next book is called. I can tell you the beginning of it is called The Alpha's Daughter and Her. I just can't fill in the blank because that would give it away. So we don't mind 3 epilogues. I'm not writing. So whatever one I don't pick, we will see those things in Alexander's book. I just need to pick which one EJ's book ends on. So, so yeah, there's a couple of different ways. I was pretty decided the other day which one I was going to do, and then I was like, no, this one. And so now I'm on a different one. But tomorrow it could be the other one. I really don't know. But yeah, well, this book will end when they're 25. There's still a lot that goes on. There's some things that start to happen that people might not understand that get explained fairly well in Cassie's book. There's one particular thing that I'm thinking of that people might be like, what is going on with that? Is it not? What's happening? That will, Cassie's book will answer that question, because we get a lot from her mate's side. So, is Micah Cassie's mate? No. No. Will Nathan get a second chance mate? So, with that, someone's mischievous. I'm not mischievous. I just directly answered a whole question, you guys. Nathan getting a second chance mate. So I still have time to think about that one. But like I said, they have the lifespan of a fairy now, and centuries is a long time to be alone. Right now, it's not really in his headspace. So not anytime soon, but it's not off the table. There is a potential plotline for that. So in the future. So is he making any noise, babe? Okay. I have to go in 2 minutes. I keep saying that, but for real this time. But yeah, I answered a direct question, you guys. I feel like that's like a record. Okay, I literally answered that question. The whole question. Micah and Cassie are not mates. Nathan needs time to grieve. He does. He does need time to grieve. They were together for a very long time. So they were together since she was 18. So it's a long time. He needs a minute, guys. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute and I have to go. Let's see. And we'll be back on Sunday, so you can keep your questions and we'll talk again on Sunday. I just, like I said, I had some time and wanted to jump on here and chat. I know you can't answer, but rather than Eric freaking out because of Cassie's mate, what? Imagine if Cassie's mate was a warlock or a demon. Poor Haley. We'll see. This was a nice surprise. Thank you. I'm glad that you all thought it was a nice surprise. But yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out who Cassie's mate is. Like I said, there have been hints. Her mate has been mentioned. So I think he was mentioned back in book 2, maybe even 1, maybe in book 1. He's been mentioned. Hi, Allison. But all right, I gotta go. So I will talk to you guys again on Sunday. And we will get some, oh gosh, by the time we talk, let's see. Okay, so we've got tomorrow Elise is 16. And then we have Friday. Ooh, guys. Yeah, 18. We're going to get to 18. We'll see. Okay. My husband needs to sign up and be Dream's male voiceover. I will tell him you said that. But I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.